Hello guys, so here we go. This is actually a bit extempore and not really much thought, but then it comes from my today morning's experience. I was going for buying fish for making lunch and was in a bit hurry because my wife Anu told me that you have to come on time, otherwise maid will not wait for you. So started in a rush, and then as soon as I started, just about 100 meters down, there was a vehicle exactly head on in front of me. A Wagoner, if I remember, had two drivers, both young chaps. And that portion of the road is like, only one vehicle can pass at one point of time, a bit narrow. So, and these guys had stopped their vehicle in the right at the middle of the road. A bit annoying because there was a vehicle behind me, there was an auto rickshaw on my side, and then there were a couple of vehicles behind this car also. But these guys were leisurely stopping in the middle of the road. And then of course, perhaps what they wanted to do was change the driver from one to another. Now, whilst I was getting a bit annoyed, so I just lowered down my window, and then at that spur of the moment I decided to tell them very respectfully, I don't know why, but I tell them, sir, ये थोड़ा सा side में करना चाहिए. And these guys were visibly embarrassed at looking at my comment. They gave me a look and didn't react it, but then quickly changed over and then passed on. I went ahead, I came back for what I had gone. Generally, this was a Sunday morning, so a bit of moderate traffic. But then a few more instances where I did saw, which is pretty usual for all of us here, wrong overtakings, auto rickshaws coming from all over, and particularly when I was driving on a service road, all kinds of, tidbit nuisance. So, so I started thinking that what causes an accident, and somehow I thought that perhaps accidents, so I'm not talking about those fatal road accidents. No, I'm talking about those small accidents, which leaves your vehicle with some scratches here and there, and then, which also cause what we always see on the road, even if we drive for maybe, 2-3 kilometers, some kind of a road rage, people quarreling with each other, maybe abusing each other. So those small road accidents, and I think we have plenty of them, perhaps, way of life for all of us here in perhaps all the cities. Now, I started comparing all of this, with a small experience that I had about a month back when I was in UK and I had rented a car. I was driving then for almost a good 6 days. But then, the patience levels of people that I was seeing there, that everybody was more eager that, okay, you pass on, I will wait. When there was a pedestrian crossing, then, people were more keen that, okay, let me stop. So much so that in all those instances wherein, you decide that, okay, I will wait and I will let the one person to pass on, then you see that the other person maybe, raising waving a hand and trying to, tell you that, okay, thank you, which was like a way of life. Now comparing here back in India, these quarrels, which as I said, a way of life. So what is it? Before making this video, I just quickly, looked at what I had registered in my mind couple of days back or maybe a week back. There was a news which I was hearing about a report on happiness index. Now, normally we talk about these accidents, we relate them with the traffic density on the road, We also try to relate them with the conditions of the road. I was for a moment thinking, and that coming, from my own state of mind, that whilst I was in a hurry at that point of time, the way I reacted. So, and then I saw that, okay, which are those countries where the happiness index, they are on the top of the happiness index. I saw some countries like Sweden, Switzerland, Netherlands, generally on the top. Then I saw that which are the countries which are at the bottom. I'm just keeping India aside from that point of view. I saw Iraq, Sudan, Iran also. So this was that ranking on the happiness index. I tried to correlate that with the accident scenarios, the road accident or the fatalities in the accidents. So this happiness index and the accidents, So what I mean here is that we in India, we are also one of the countries which are low on happiness index, and that's when in fact I had registered this happiness index thing. And then equally we are high on the road accidents, so much so that I heard this one report, which I don't know, how far it is true, but it does says that about 1 lakh out of every 1 lakh, there are at least 11 deaths in India which happen because of something or the other on the road. Now this, of course, looks a bit exaggerated to me, but then the point here is that there is a correlation. I don't know, I'm not here to talk about solutions, but even if we consider, and even if we consider or register this as the root cause, then probably this itself, can give us some kind of a respite that, okay, work on your happiness, and probably the road accidents may come down, because if you are happy, my guess is that you will be more patient, and that is the correlation, So that anxiety level increases with that level of unhappiness, and you try to drive rash, rough overtakings, and all of that. That's my correlation, and that's probably what can sort out, at least for your own sake, or at least for one's sake, may reduce the level of accidents which may cause those minor scratches on your vehicles. Do you agree? All right.